speaking with like literally hundreds of business owners over the past few years, one of the things when it comes to scaling your business, when it comes to growing your business, not when you're a solopreneur, but when you actually have a team working with you, like 2 or more employees, something really important to take into consideration is like your company culture. Think about the culture of your company. Now, company culture is really important because when you have people in your organization, you want to work with people who are fun, energetic, enthusiastic. What happens is a lot of the time people get stuck. They inherit staff. Sometimes they don't inherit staff from the person they brought the business off, perhaps. Sometimes what happens is they employ a member of staff and 5 years there, the member of staff is still there. And at the beginning, you've probably seen this yourself, right? You hire someone new, they're really bubbly, really enthusiastic, really like, want to please you, want to get things done. And over time, that can start to decline. Their performance starts to become inadequate. They start to become lazy. They get comfortable because they've got their feet under the table. That enthusiasm seems to have disappeared. Now, here's the thing. I don't know about you, but I know me. If I'm paying someone to do something, I expect him to do it. I want things done. That's why I pay people good money, right? So why do some people have members of staff and the members of staff are running them? They feel that they can't tell the staff to do something with their team. And that's no way to run a business. What is the culture like in your business right now, the culture that you have? Do you have a culture? Are you really straight up strict and stuff, trying to be professional all the time? Look, we want to be professional. I get that. I'm not saying don't be professional, but what I'm trying to say here is, do you be yourself? Are you yourself with your team? Are you yourself with your customers, your clients? I'm myself, right? But I've got standards. I want you to really identify some of the company culture that you have. Do you even have a company culture? Do you know what that even means? It's the culture of your company, the type of people that you have, how you work. I remember watching a program, How We Made Our Millions. It's like Peter Jones here in the Dragon's Den. We got Peter Jones, and he was doing a documentary with the guy from Innocent brand, right? They got bought out by Coca-Cola. And Pete Jones went around his team, his offices and stuff, and it was such laid back. They had a pool table, they had a kitchen, they had beers, they had like dartboards, basketball, pool table, and all that kind of stuff. And people used to come to work in their dressing gowns. Imagine that, rocking up in your dressing gown. And they used to have a day in the office where everybody comes in their dressing gowns, and it was fun. But here's the thing. They were performers. They were performing. Now, I want to develop a company culture with people that are fun, hungry, self-led, disciplined, driven. Okay? I don't want to be surrounded by boring people. I don't want to be surrounded by complainers. I don't want to be surrounded by deadbeats because it's not good for me. It's not good for them. It's definitely not good for the other people, right, in the team. So it's like, that bad apple. You always have that bad apple. Corrupts everybody else, right? Infects everybody else. There's probably one in your company right now and you've been thinking about getting rid of this person for some time. I want you to do a little exercise today. Get yourself a pen and paper and ask yourself, write down what your company culture is. If an outsider was to walk into your premises, your offices or whatever, maybe you work remote. Someone was to come into your Zoom meetings and all that kind of stuff, your Teams, Hangout, whatever you use, right? And they looked at your company culture. Would they want to be a part of it? Would they want to be a part of your brand? You are an extension of your brand, right? No, let me get that right. Your brand is an extension of you. Okay, so I want my brand to be fun. I want it to be inspirational. I want it to be fast driven. I want it to be really like this beast mode mentality. I don't want people that don't share that vision. So you want to make sure that you have people that really share your vision in your organization. Okay, do you even have a vision? That's the other question, right? Do I even have a vision? I did a podcast about that, right? Crafting that vision, having that vision for your company, your organization. The exercise I want you to do is get a pen and paper and write down your current company culture. What is it like? Do you even have one? You might not even say, well, I don't even have one. Everybody just comes to work, does their work, goes home. There's no fun, no enthusiasm, there's no leadership. And then I want you to write down exactly how you would love your company culture. So if I was going to write it about mine, I've already fulfilled that. So I want talented people. I want people who make things happen, creative, self-led, highly disciplined, highly motivated, highly inspirational people who are hungry for success, who want to achieve more. Now, listen, think about what's the incentive that you're giving your team to turn up? Apart from the job, right? That paying them money shouldn't just be the do all and end all of everything, right? It shouldn't be just about the money. There should be other incentives for them to come to work. What sort of an environment, if you were an employee, what sort of an environment would you want to go to work for? And ask yourself a question. The environment that I've created in my business, is it something that's going to inspire people to wake up and get out of bed early for? Or is it going to be one of those ones where you grab your phone and not you, but they grab their phone, hit snooze, fuck it, I can't be bothered to go in today. I want another 10 minutes in bed. Or do you want that culture where I'm like, you know what? I want to get to work. It's so much fun. So much fun. You know those days when you're at school or university, whatever, and you had them days, there were some days, whether you like school or not, where you just couldn't wait to get fucking back into school. Something was going to happen. Maybe you had a crush on someone. You just couldn't wait to like stalk that person. Yeah. Right? But you want to get out of bed early. You want to get to school. So imagine how can you create that at work where people are actually fucking like, you know, I cannot miss a day off work. I want to be there early. I might miss something. That's the kind of organization that I want to create, where people are fucking really inspired and they break the law. Speed, just to get to work. They want to get there quick. They want to get there early. They want to have fun. Make your organization fun. How can you add fun into the mix? It doesn't always need to be serious. Right? I like getting things done. As long as things get done, I'm up for having a laugh, right? But think about your whole organization. What sort of environment do you want to create? Think about that, because listen, if you create an organization where it's fun to work with, you're going to start to attract other people that want to work with you. They're going to want to come. Hey, you got any jobs? You know, what's your job like? Oh, you know what? Fucking hate it. My boss is a wanker. Really hate it. He's fucking, all he's into the money. Nah. What's your boss like? You know what? My boss is cool. His name's Mindy. He's cool. You know, he's fun. He cracks jokes, but he gets things done. All right. Any jobs going there? Let me ask. You know, you want to get that sort of culture where you can hire top talent. They actually want to come to work for you. They actually ask you if you got jobs. Wouldn't that be great? I speak to a lot of people, and I always get this thing, right? Sometimes in my coaching, you know what? I've got this one member of staff. She doesn't listen. She gets in a strop when somebody says something. She breaks up everybody. She annoys the fuck out people. I've spoken to her like 4 times and still nothing's changed. I'm like, why the fuck do you need to speak to somebody 4 times? Speak to them once, speak to them twice. Don't give them a third chance. Right? Don't give them that third chance. Have strict standards. Have some standards at least. So you shouldn't ever be in a position where you feel awkward or uncomfortable having to tell somebody off or having to call somebody up and telling somebody, hey, listen, you know what? This ain't right. I'm not really happy with this. Ask yourself a question. How comfortable are you at reprimanding people, your team? How comfortable are you inviting somebody into the office and say, hey, listen, you know what, Jane? You know, you did something last week and that wasn't on. We've had 6 complaints about you. Why have you had 6 complaints about the person? After complaint free, that person should be at the job center, right? Looking for another job, or on Indeed or LinkedIn. I need a new job. So think about that. Do you feel uncomfortable, awkward about having a chat with somebody? In fact, last week I had somebody on one of my Inner Circle calls, and they were talking about they've got one team member. She's not really driven. She wants to do part-time. She wants this. She wants that. She wants marmalade sandwiches made for her. The marmalade sandwich isn't true, but the rest is. And my client didn't know how to handle it. I'm like, listen, you got to take control. You got to take control. You got to become a leader. You know, a lot of the things that, you know, a lot of people in business ain't great leaders. They don't know how to lead their staff. They are afraid of saying something. I mean, for fuck's sake, you're paying that person's wage. You know, at least tell them what to do. You know, if you can't tell them what to do, at least tell them what to eat. But you should be like controlling them some way. You should be like molding them, leading them down a path. Hey, listen, I want you all to really think about, are there people in your business that are deadbeats, that have outstayed their welcome, that no longer have a place in your business? They need to go, because that person there or them people there are holding valuable positions where someone else can come and fill. A lot of the time I've done this myself. I've held on to people far too long just because they're reliable, they show up, they turn up, but not for the right qualities. You know, you want someone like hungry, driven. So now every time, you know, I'm on a recruitment drive right now, so I'm looking at people, looking at their applications, looking at, you know, on their interviews, does this person fit my company culture? Sometimes they could be really skilled at what they do. They can tick all the boxes in terms of experience, but sometimes that's not enough. you want to enjoy the people that you work with. So for me, having a great personality, being enthusiastic, having that hunger is far more important than what's on their CV. So a lot of people hire for experience, but I think, sometimes you can miss a lot of gold just hiring for experience. You think that person that's got experience wasn't always experienced. They had to be trained. They did stuff. They learned stuff. So don't just hire on their experience. You can grow talent. You can really mold your people. I was working with the mentor, and what he used to do is he used to get people in, he goes, I want to employ them at a certain age. I want them to not be over experienced. Sometimes they have an ego. If they got so much experience, they'll think they know it all. They'll think they can't learn any more skills, right? Sometimes it's good to have someone new come in, some fresh blood. I'm not talking about age, all right? They've got to be a certain age, but someone fresh, someone hungry. Sometimes you can take someone that doesn't even have too much experience in that industry, but they're fast learners. There's some great talent out there. We don't want to miss that, right? So I want you to really think about what sort of look at some of the personalities that you want some of your people to have. What's the personality like, the character trait? Look at some of the qualities that you want. Write them down. Get a pen and paper. Write down 5 qualities that's key in your next hire. And here's the other thing. You want to make sure that you're not afraid to hire and you ain't afraid to fire. A lot of people just hold on too long. So I'm in that mindset. You know what? Hire and fire fast. Hire and fire. Don't be afraid to fire, and don't be afraid to hire, because that can be a roadblock in your growth. Think about that. Think about who's the next person that you need to hire. Maybe that you're not a great leader, right? But you can get someone who can actually create that company culture for you. You don't need to create it yourself. You can hire people that can do that stuff for you. They can be managers, leaders, and that kind of stuff. You can still be the visionary in your business, but you can hire people that can manage people. I know a lot of business owners that are very weak when it comes to leadership. They're not able to lead their people. They get walked all over, and they end up doing all the fucking work themselves. No fun in that. Okay? So I really want you to understand how important the culture of your organization is. I've mentioned it a few times. It's really important. I've got more into this company culture more and more in the last 2 to 3 years, because I want to go to work and I want to work with people that are fun, people that are energetic, that bring new ideas, fresh ideas, not people that, what should I do next? You want people to say, hey, listen, how about this? How about that? How about that? Imagine you've got 4 or 5 people like that who are constantly throwing great ideas at you, new ideas. Imagine you're masterminding with your team around the boardroom table, maybe on Zoom. You don't even need a fucking shiny mahogany boardroom table with these plush leather chairs. But think about it, right? You're having a brainstorming session. Imagine how much gold can come out of that. Imagine forming that mastermind within your organization. A lot of time people are so close-minded into ideas. So do you ask your team, hey, do you have any new ideas that we can start to implement? Incentivize them, get them in, show them that they're a part of the business. They'll feel more important. Think about that. Do that. Have a little exercise. Hey, listen, you know what? You've been here 6 years. You ain't done fuck all, fuck off. Don't say that. But say, listen, you've been here 6 years, right? Now, I want to ask you for some opinions about X, Y, and Z. What do you think to this that we want to do? What do you think? Have you got any new ideas that you want to be open-minded? A closed mind is a very expensive mind. Okay, ask your team. Don't allow your ego to lead you, right? Ego is a success killer. Ego just cripples you, costs you money. People, I can't have anybody else telling me what to do. It's my business. I'm the leader. That's weakness. That is a weak person, right? That won't listen to anybody else. That they are not open-minded. Don't be weak, because it's hurting your bank account. It's hurting your business. It's hurting the growth, right? Form that culture of hungry, driven fucking maniacs who want to make things happen. Take away all those people who slouch at the desk, speak like this, no life in them. Oh, it's raining today. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to eat tonight for dinner. Listen, get people around you, right? Rub shoulders with some fucking heavyweight people, right? Get people in that can make things happen. When you're interviewing next, ask them, not yourself, ask them, hey, listen, what do you like about our business and what do you think could be done better? Put them on the spot. Don't be afraid. Get them uncomfortable. And because if they crack there, they're cracked, right? No good hiring them. Test them. Test them for enthusiasm, their creativity, their ideas. All right. So yeah, really think about what I'm talking about today, right? What does your company look like from the outside in and the inside out?